Sup Shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands, and welcome to an SP Reviews, where today we're going to be checking out a track from actually the TK and Amina NFT project. If we switch over to here, I've reviewed a couple of these tracks now. Basically you've got Sakura and TK with Emotion. This is part of the Tetsuya Komuro collaboration, the Amina NFT project 6th rebirth. So this is the 6th one of these. I think I've saw that there was like an 18th, so I assume there's been 18 different versions. So basically my understanding of this project that they're doing is they're basically giving people access to these stems from a track released in 2015 and be like able to also like get a hold of these stems. They're like NFTs or something like that. And then what they can do is they can then go and create their own songs from that. So we're going to listen through this track anyways, Emotion from start to finish, and we're going to hear what we think. Let's go. Emotion. It's nice to come in with this piano line here. Composed by Sakura. I'm taking in that kind of tension and that chord change at the end there. We have a lovely little da 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 da, and then we go back to a 7th chord, and then at the end, at both of these, it was like you know. Oh, the drums now. The drums are good. The drums are good. I like the they've got a 16th note groove on those hi-hats. Some ghost notes in there on the snares and kicks. We've got a lot of complexity here with this piano arrangement, though, to be fair, man. Oh. Okay, now we're simply got... This is going to be piano focused for the most part, isn't it? I kind of like the fact that we're not relying on the vocals to tell a story. We're allowing another lead instrument to take that place. Adds a bit of nuance to it. And the strings as well are a lovely addition there at the end. And again, it's nice just to have the clarity of those toms with that synth line coming back in. Like, is that a sequencer or something like that they've got on the sides? It's just flying by as well. Like, we're like 2 minutes 40 through it. We just do like that step up key change or something like that. Hang on. I gotta actually go back a little bit so we can figure out who's done what. I don't want to miss out, right? We'll go back, we'll read through this. I think it's only fair. It's nice to have the guitars dun 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 coming down a little bit, you know, have like an outro credit scene or something like that. It's just such a smooth transition into that. Okay, cool. We'll get it this time, alright? Composed by Sakura. Mixed and mastered by Stefan Krajnarek. Hopefully I'm not butchering that too badly. I apologize if that is the case. Strings arrangement, Roxana Smirnova. Yeah. Special thanks. Organizer/producer Amina. Project manager Yuzu. And Internet for Everyone Stem 2. Drums and stem gift by Tetsuya Komuro. Yeah, so I think that's it. I think they're allowed to use specific... They can use whatever stems they want. They can use like all of them or some of them. It's just making a track from those specific ingredients. And like, you know, if we just... we'll play it to the end. Emotion. Because this is my conclusion of this track. I want to talk about why I find this kind of inherently fascinating. I think this track is like, if we take the visual cues from the video, I think it's about how you feel when it's like a rainy day versus a night sky versus, you know, how the weather and how it kind of maybe facilitates your feelings, but also demonstrates a more sort of like, you know, like how it's sunny, people are happier, and they kind of go together, and how it's when it's rainy, maybe it's sad how they go together. That's basically, I think, the comparison we're making here, the connection we're making there. I think that's dope. I mean, it's nice to have the music respond to that and kind of match that mood. And I think that if you had emotion and without the visual cues from the video, I would have gotten that. I think as a concept it works, because emotion is something that literally everyone can understand and get along with. So I got nothing but time for that. Nothing but time for it, man. I think it's great that we are doing that. I think it's great that we are allowing ourselves to write a song about emotion. Just let people vibe with it for sub 3 minutes. And then you're good to go. So while there weren't lyrics, I think I understand what the track is about. There weren't any vocals, so we don't really need to discuss that. The structure of it was through composed, and it was like, this is this one, this is this, and then this is the final emotion there, and you get the clarity in with those guitar parts. And I think that that's all you really need. I mean, what more can you ask for? It's a track about emotion. It's a track about how you feel. The fact that the piano, despite it having a similar sound, was able to showcase different emotions was intriguing and admirable. And the reason that I say that is because with guitars, hear me out, right? Or with pianos, should I say. Pianos, you know, when you record a piano into a DAW, you typically have one tone for it. You add a certain amount of reverb or room noise or whatever, but it has that sound to it. And you really, especially if you've got a set tempo, if you're using something where there's a set, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not you suddenly just go bam and speed it up or something like that to make it sort of almost exuberantly, almost excessively happy. You have to somehow communicate that nuance through gentle transition between those moods, because if it's too abrupt, it'll sound off-putting, right? And that's testament to Sakura's skill as a composer, that we're able to establish that nuance there. But also play it. They were complicated piano parts, but I think that we did it justice, and I've got nothing but love for it, man. Great performances on behalf of the piano and the strings, and of course having the drums and the guitar parts coming later on was awesome as well. Nice combination of different colorations and textures there. It's a bright start. It makes me wonder where this technology is going to go in future. It seems like a kind of no-brainer to me. Like, there's probably a bit more nuance to it that I'm missing, but it's cool to hear musicians make the most of this, especially when you got a musician like Tetsuya Komuro, who was huge in the 90s, you know, like one of the top songwriters, lyricists in Japan at that point. They're like the top, as I understand it. So it's great that they did this collaboration here with the Amina project. It's dope. It's really cool. But yeah, getting back to the review itself, the conclusion, the production, recording, mixing, mastering was really good. I think there was a nice amount of dynamic range to it. There was because of the way the piano was played, there was a consistency with the perceived loudness. I think just because it was very full a lot of the time, but I'm not necessarily upset about that, you know. If you got a track which is shorter, you can kind of get away with it because it's just the intensity of it. And you could argue that emotions where you sort of feel low are still intense because of the way they're affecting you. That said though, like if we just like look at it, like the actual recordings, the tones of the instruments were great. The leveling and glowing of elements in the mix was cool. It was well done. It sounded professional. DQing, filtering, and panning of instruments in the stereo field was great. Limiting compression was nicely done. There wasn't any pumping or anything like that. It sounded nice and balanced without sort of peaking. And that's effectively my review of SAKURA and TK's STEM Renovation 6 Emotion. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please do go and show them some love via the various social medias YouTube page, and stay cool and stay safe, and please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as either help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world, and I will catch you in the next review. Spiderhands out.